So here we are in the season of Epiphany, and our reading texts are from Isaiah 60 and Ephesians 3 and Matthew 2. So a different way home. Did you give what you wanted for Christmas? You know, most people ask what we receive, don't they? What did you get for Christmas, for instance, is what you're going to hear more than anything. What did you get? Not what did you give? And so oftentimes we actually give what we wish someone would give us. So on Epiphany Sunday, however, the emphasis changes from what we want to what Jesus needs from us. The first Christmas gifts are tools for the child, Jesus, not toys. They symbolize the gifts we need for the way home. The Gospel of Matthew vividly depicts the journey to find the child, the Christ child. God guides those magi with a star and with dreams. He doesn't use the scriptures or the political leader Herod, not even angels or babies. And the scribes who had access to the scriptures miss the baby, and the king uses their information for his selfish purposes. Indeed, these travelers arrive in the capital to find that the King of Kings is not born in a palace, but in a house. He doesn't live in a lap of luxury. He dwells among the least of these. He doesn't get baby showers or parties or celebrations. He gets a star. This heavenly GPS travels to a village no larger than maybe 700 people, and they find God there. Picture the home for a moment. Joseph might have added a room to his parents' home for Mary to live with him in it, and they are simple people. A house in the first century would be smaller than a studio apartment today. A family might share one or two rooms, have a pot for cooking, and a corner to work in. The scene between Herod's palace and Joseph's house is a study in contrasts. In modern times, or in modern terms, Iranian or Iraqi astrologers, Middle Easterners today, some would call them even Persians, ride into a rural town going from palace to apartment, from luxury to low income, from suburb to Section 8 following a star. Isaiah 60 and Psalm 72 said something similar would happen. Kings would bow before Jesus outside the safe walls of a press conference or a capital city. These kings visit a neighborhood. When they arrive, these magi present Jesus with gold, frankincense, and myrrh. These are treasures, but they've been traditionally considered symbols with a deeper purpose. Gold is a generous sacrifice to be shared with others, and frankincense has that sweet fragrance and aroma of a king, and myrrh is for burial, anticipating what the King Jesus would have. These aren't toys that needed batteries in the middle of the night. They are tools to be used by the king, the people, and the family to carry on God's work in the world and to show God is with us. In his book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, C.S. Lewis illustrates that picture well. The children are in Narnia, still running from that fast-approaching white witch. Winter ice is melting, but there is still one more battle. They see a sled approaching, fearing she is on their heels, and they hide in a cave, hoping they've escaped. And when the children exit the cave, they discover, much to their surprise, that Father Christmas, or Santa Claus, has arrived. Father Christmas explains that the witch's power is weakening. He gives everyone a gift and tells them they are tools, not toys. And Peter, Peter receives a sword and a red shield with a gold lion on it to defend himself in battle. He gives Susan a bow and arrow to be used in time of greatest need. And he does not intend for her to fight in wars. He also presents her with a horn that she can blow that will save her from danger. And he offers Lucy a dagger. Lewis tells us something about the Magi's treasures. God surprises Mary and Joseph by revealing himself to them through the Magi. The power of evil is weakening, and the Magi's presence is a sign. Paul testifies to a similar experience in the book of when he writes to the Ephesian community. He revealed a mystery to me on your behalf, and he shares the gift with the people. The Magi present Jesus with three treasures that symbolize his reign, but the story doesn't end there. The Magi are also a part of the story because, they go home by another way. The journey, the gifts, and their worship has changed their lives. They too have gifts to share when they return home. If that was true for Mary, Joseph, the Magi, and Paul, and for us too, let's remember God is with us, also with us, here and now. The gifts we give at Christmas are designed to be shared with others on the journey home. Emmanuel has come to your household. If God can guide people by a star to find him in a rural village 2,000 some years ago, then he can do the same to guide you to him in your house too. So in 2025, I want you to imagine God is with you as you return home from vacation to your own region. Here, you are also living in God's house. The good news is what he gives us for tools for the journey home. We might have paid little attention or used them in the past. Maybe they could use a little bit of dusting off. The first is the light of revelation that comes from the creation, God's creation. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. God offers us his beauty to share and testify of his work in creation. And the second tool is the one that Mary and Joseph utilize. They welcome foreign travelers. The Magi do not stay for long, but they are accepted. These are Gentiles, outsiders who speak a different language. Brilliant, yes, but not typically welcomed in a Jewish home. Mary and Joseph take considerable risks by welcoming them into their neighborhood and fellowship. In 2025, how can hospitality toward outsiders be a tool for the gospel? And the third tool is worship. The Magi present their treasures sacrificially in worship. They sacrifice their time, resources, and lives so they could bow down and worship Jesus as King. They illustrate holistic worship in a house, not just bodily, but financially and sacrificially. So as we begin our new year, may God allow us, all of us, to continue to participate, to give, and to provide the glow of light all the way home for others. And the church said, Amen.